This message is for estranged mothers. If you're listening while resting or driving or sitting quietly, you don't need to do anything right now. Just let your body soften for a moment. Take a slow breath. There's no fixing here, no explaining, no defending, only space to breathe and to be met with truth. If you are an estranged mother, I want you to hear this clearly, without argument, without explanation, and definitely without defense. You were not a bad mother. And I know how difficult it is to even let those words land, because somewhere along the way a story formed, a story that says, if my child walked away, it must mean I failed. But estrangement is not a simple cause and effect equation, and motherhood cannot be measured by outcomes alone. Many women carry an unbearable amount of shame because they are looking at their entire life as a mother through one painful chapter. They take a complex relational breakdown and turn it inward, believing it defines their worth, their love, and their effort. That is not truth. That is trauma distortion, and trauma distortion happens when pain reshapes the story we tell ourselves. And eventually the stories others repeat. Estrangement often involves dynamics that are rarely discussed honestly. Things like power imbalances, unresolved wounds, outside influence, silence where communication once lived, and sometimes narratives that were never fully yours to begin with. This does not mean your child is wrong, bad, or evil, nor does it mean you are innocent in every way either. It means relationships are complex, especially when trauma is involved. A healthy relationship allows room for repair. It allows room for conversation, accountability, and mutual humanity. Estrangement removes that space entirely. When one side controls the narrative and the other side is silenced, truth becomes fragmented, and the mother more often than not carries the weight of that fragmentation. Many women I speak with replay every moment of motherhood trying to find the exact place where everything went wrong. They review conversations, they revisit discipline choices, they question their tone, their boundaries, their exhaustion. But motherhood does not happen in a vacuum. You mothered within circumstances, within stress, within survival, within limited support, and within your own unhealed wounds. And still, you loved. Estranged mothers are often deeply reflective women, women who care, women who would do anything for reconciliation, even at the cost of their own dignity. That alone tells us something very important. Bad mothers do not grieve like this. They do not ache for understanding. They do not sit quietly with unanswered questions and still hope for healing. The pain you feel is not proof of your failure, it is evidence of attachment. Estrangement is not proof that love was absent. Often it is proof that love existed and that something disrupted that ability to stay connected safely. Many estranged mothers are quietly carrying a kind of grief that doesn't have a name. It's not just the absence of your child, it's the absence of being known as their mother in the world. No one asks how your child is anymore. No one knows what dates still matter to you. No one sees the empty places where motherhood still lives inside your body. And that kind of grief is invisible, but it is real. And when grief goes unseen, shame often grows in its place. You begin to wonder if you're allowed to still call yourself a mother. You begin to wonder if your love still counts. You begin to wonder if the world has quietly decided your story is over. But motherhood is not erased by silence. It does not expire because of distance, and it is not invalidated by estrangement. Your love didn't disappear, your history didn't disappear, and your role in shaping a life did not vanish simply because contact changed. For women of faith, estrangement can feel especially confusing because faith has sometimes been taught in a way that asks mothers to carry responsibility for everything, including choices that are not theirs to control. But faith was never meant to turn women into scapegoats. Scripture speaks of personal responsibility, individual agency, and the limits of what one person can carry. You can be faithful and still experience estrangement. You can pray and still have unanswered questions. You can love deeply and still be separated. None of these realities cancel your devotion to God or to your child. If faith has ever been used to make you feel smaller, quieter, or more guilty in this season, I want you to know that that is not the heart of God. God does not ask mothers to disappear in order to be holy. He does not ask you to absorb blame that does not belong to you, and He does not measure your worth by relational outcomes you cannot control. One of the hardest things estranged mothers wrestle with in this question Am I allowed to live fully why this relationship is broken? Many women put their lives on hold emotionally, socially, even spiritually, as if joy would somehow mean betrayal. But living does not mean forgetting, healing does not mean replacing, and peace does not mean you stopped loving. You are allowed to breathe again. You are allowed to find moments of calm. You are allowed to build a life that feels steady, and even while you hold hope quietly. Your nervous system deserves rest. Your body deserves safety. Your heart deserves compassion, especially from yourself. The season does not define the totality of your motherhood. It defines a chapter, not the whole story. And many estranged mothers live with a double burden: the grief of separation and the judgment of others who do not understand the depth of this loss. This grief has no rituals, no casseroles, no public acknowledgement. It is quiet, it is private, and it can feel incredibly isolating. But isolation does not mean you are alone. There are women walking the same road, strong, loving, faithful women who are learning how to live again without betraying their love for their children. And healing does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop collapsing under blame that was never fully yours. Healing means learning to hold compassion for yourself while leaving space for reconciliation without self-abandonment. And that balance is not easy. You were not a bad mother because a relationship broke down. You were not a bad mother because your child carries pain. You were not a bad mother because you did not know then what you know now. You did the best you could with what you had at the time, emotionally, relationally, and spiritually. That matters, and it deserves to be said plainly without qualifiers. If you are listening to this and carrying years of self-blame, I want you to know that healing does not require you to rewrite your entire story as failure. It requires truth, and truth is allowed to be nuanced. You can acknowledge mistakes without defining yourself by them. You can hold regret without living in shame. You can hope for reconciliation without destroying yourself in the waiting. That is not weakness, that is wisdom. I created resources for mothers walking this road, not to fix you, but to support you as you heal, regain clarity, and learn how to live with peace again. They are linked below, and if this message reached you today, let it rest where it needs to. You are not a bad mother. Let this settle. There is nothing you need to resolve today, nothing you need to prove, and nothing you need to carry alone. Come back to this whenever you need a reminder, and be sure that you subscribe to my channel so that you can have the comfort that you need and to be reminded that you are seen and never alone. God bless you today.